Hey everybody, Fallout here, and today I've got a guide for you on the 30th anniversary content bundle that just dropped in D2. I want to cover a few things. Every new weapon they dropped into the game, a 30,000 foot view of what those weapons do and how to use them, where to get each of those weapons exactly, and a brief description of those new activities. If you're new to the channel, hey, how you doing? Be sure to click subscribe if you haven't already, and welcome. I'd like to mention that today's video is actually sponsored by Destiny 2. And to think, you thought I was a Halo content creator now. But yeah, apparently Bungie's been around for 30 years now, and only 1/3 of that time has been spent trying to patch Telesto. Sorry, not sorry. But for real though, not to get sappy, but this game actually did play a huge part in literally changing my life. Just thinking back on all the moments I've had, doing my first raid, doing my first trials carry, my first stream, testing my first goddamn shotgun in a private lobby, I remember all of them very clearly. I love the D2 community that we've all built together, and I love my community that we've built out here on my YouTube channel. Thank you for that. All right, moving on. Why don't we talk about the new content? First thing we have on the docket, the brand new dungeon, the Grasp of Avarice, and what loot you can get from that dungeon. If you're having trouble beating that dungeon, by the way, don't worry, I got a complete guide on the entire thing, link on how to beat it up in the top right corner right now. Weapon-wise, the Gallarhorn and the Gallarhorn Exotic Catalyst can both be obtained from the new dungeon. Before entering that dungeon, be sure to talk to Shah Han to get the exotic quests. Then later, once you've gotten the Gallarhorn, you'll have to open multiple hidden chests in the dungeon to unlock the exotic catalysts. I don't have a guide on that part yet, but I can recommend you check out a video from YouTuber Vote for Shifu, which I will link down below in the video description, that covers how to do it very quickly. Gallarhorn is a cracked rocket launcher, and everyone's already talking about it. If you're a PvE player, I highly recommend go getting it. It's going to be a massive damage dealer in endgame content for sure. You can also get 4 legendary weapons from the dungeon, which I will now go over one at a time. The Ias Luna hand cannon. Ias Luna is a 140 RPM hand cannon, not 180 as it was rumored to be, and on paper looks awesome. You've got 85 aim assist, 96 recoil direction, and access to weapon perks like Rapid Hit, Heating Up, Outlaw, Rangefinder, Headstone, Demo, Moving Target, Killing Wind, even Harmony, and the brand new perk Perpetual Motion. If you don't know, Perpetual Motion does the following. The weapon gains bonus stability, handling, and reload speed while the wielder is in motion. Also, if you didn't know, Ias Luna is a stasis hand cannon, which is goddamned awesome. Next weapon, the 1,000 yard stare sniper rifle. Another favorite from D1, the 1K stare can drop with perks like Heating Up, Triple Tap, Quick Draw, No Distractions, the brand new Perpetual Motion, Demo, Snapshot, Moving Target, and another brand new perk, Golden Tricorn. Final blows with this weapon grant bonus damage, while the buff is active, grenade or melee kills of the same damage type greatly increase its damage and duration. I plan on looking into that perk more when I get more weapon drops to tinker around with, but I feel that based on the description alone, it's gonna have a lot of potential. Next weapon you can get in the dungeon, the Matador 64. Yep, you heard me right, damn it. The legendary D1 troublemaker, the Matador 64. In D2, it's an ARC precision frame shotgun, not aggressive frame, mind you, and it can potentially drop with any of the following. Pulse monitor, which, remember, got a buff, the all-new Perpetual Motion, Tunnel Vision, Full Auto, Threat Detector, the all-new Golden Tricorn, Harmony, Opening Shot, 1-2 Punch, Killing Wind, and Swashbuckler. Between you and me, I'm probably looking for the following role: Threat Detector and Opening Shot, baby. And that would be for PvP, by the way. But then again, I'd also really want to try out that new perk, Perpetual Motion, and Harmony also seems like a really good option too. Masterwork, I could go for range or handling, and in column 2, I would take either Assault Mag or Accurized. I'm easy. Of course, Lead from Gold and Golden Tricorn could also be a baller PvE role too. The 4th weapon you can get from the dungeon is the Hero of Ages Sword, a huge, awesome William Wallace looking claymore. It can roll with most perks you'd probably expect to find on a sword in D2, but it can also drop with either One for All or Chain Reaction. I should definitely also mention that the hero is a vortex frame sword, aka the same type as the Falling Guillotine. Land a few light whacks here and there, and then follow up with a giant heavy spin attack. Guillotine is void, but hero is arc, so it'll definitely be worth the hunt for a god roll. You can also get the new Thorn armor set from the dungeon. I only got the Warlock chest piece right now, but it looks pretty dope. I don't know yet which encounter is able to drop which weapon. I've heard that Ias Luna can drop from the boss encounter, while I got the Matador relatively early on in the dungeon. As soon as we get confirmation on which weapons can drop exactly from which encounter, I'll be sure to let you know in the pinned comment as well as on Twitter. What we do know is that right now you can't farm the dungeon, but later on, I think starting next week, you will be able to. Alright, moving on. We also got Dares of Eternity, aka the new free-to-play event. If you were wondering, Dares of Eternity is a 6-player activity, and it's also match-made, so if you don't have any friends, remember to just be yourself. And more importantly, don't worry about it. You can go in solo and get matched with a team. In a nutshell, Dares is essentially Xur acting like a game show host and having you shoot your way and stumble your way through an obstacle course filled with people to shoot, and also there's a magical horse made out of stars. Yes, I'm serious, and no, I will not repeat myself. Loot-wise, there's a lot you can get from Dares. First and foremost, Dares is essentially a mandatory part in getting the brand new Forerunner sidearm. After picking up the exotic quest, you'll have to go through Dares just a few times in addition to completing a few more bounties, and before you know it, you'll be 3-tapping people in PvP left and right. It doesn't take very long to get, and take it from me, right now it's very good in PvP. More on that gun probably in a future video. Other weapons you can get from Dares in no particular order. The BXR 55 Battler. It's a brand new pulse rifle in D2, and a lot of people are really raving about it. It's a completely new weapon frame, Legacy PR 55. Better accuracy, stability, and targeting when firing from the hip. I haven't completely mastered the BXR yet. It absolutely has a ton of potential though, and I plan on making a vid on it in the near future. It can drop with Outlaw, Killing Wind, the all-new Perpetual Motion, Demo, Snapshot, Rangefinder, Elemental Capacitor, Adrenaline Junkie, Kill Clip, Eye of the Storm, and the all-new perk, Blunt Execution Rounds. You get it? BXR? No? Damaging nearby combatants with melee abilities dramatically improves handling and damage output. Expires after a short duration or on the very next shot. I've done some damage testing in a private lobby on the new Blunt perk, and it's great. Almost a 100% overall damage buff after landing a melee from close range. Depending on what melee you're tagging somebody with, you can pretty much put down your target guaranteed with a follow-up headshot from the BXR. You're definitely going to want to go pick it up for PvP. Both controller and M&K players are talking about how much they enjoy the weapon right now. Try to get one with Arrowhead Break for that dank 100 recoil direction. The next weapon you can get from Dares is the Half-Truths sword, and it has an awesome design overall. Half-Truths can roll with a lot of perks you'd expect to see on a sword. However, it's also the only sword in the game right now capable of rolling Harmony. Could be interesting for a PvE roll for sure. It can also drop with the brand new perk Eager Edge, gain increased sword lunge distance immediately after switching to this weapon. After doing a bit of testing, I can confirm that the range on Eager Edge is wild in PvP, and you definitely want to pick it up. You can also get another sword from Dares, even though it doesn't show up on Bungie's loot chart on Bungie.net for some reason, called the Other Half. While they seem really similar visually, they have fairly different perk pools. Other Half can drop with Eager's Edge in Column 3, Vorpal Weapon, Surrounded, or even Frenzy, outside of Soul of Scar, which you have to grind out trials to get. Yeesh. Other Half is apparently the only sword in the game capable of dropping with Frenzy. I think between the two, I'm probably more interested in the Other Half, but honestly, they both look great. You should also know that apparently the new perk Eager Edge also allows you to sword skate really easily. I was tinkering around with it very briefly, and yeah, expect to see a lot of advanced movement techniques focused around Eager Edge in both PvP and PvE moving forward. I'm going to tell you that the new swords are probably a must-have weapon solely because of this perk. The next weapon you can get from Dares is the Retraced Path, a new legendary trace rifle and currently the only legendary trace rifle in the entire game. Overall, the Retraced Path can drop with better stats than its exotic cousin, the Prometheus Lens, and has access to perks like Subsistence, which sounds really fun, Killing Wind, Feeding Frenzy, the all-new Perpetual Motion, Disruption Break, Harmony, One for All, Frenzy, Demo, and the all-new Golden Tricorn. I was lucky to get this weapon to drop with Harmony, and as I'm sure anyone would be able to guess, yeah, it melts people. I mean, a 20-ish% damage buff for 7 seconds when activated on a kill with a different weapon? I mean, come on. I went into Iron Banner and paired it together with Crimson, and I felt like I was bullying people when I had Harmony turned on. If y'all want, I can put out a vid going into that a little deeper for another time. Also, Frenzy, One for All, and even Golden Tricorn all sound like great combos for PvE too. Next weapon you can get from Dares, the Wastelander M5 shotgun. I originally thought this was a chaperone ornament, but no, totally brand new shotgun out of left field. The Wastelander M5 shotgun is a lightweight frame and can drop with the following: Ensemble, Perpetual Motion, Slide Shot, Harmony, Killing Wind, 1-2 Punch, Opening Shot, and Adagio. Perpetual Motion and Opening Shot sound great together, but then again, I also wouldn't mind Adagio, even though it does take your rate of fire down. The final weapon you can get from Dares is the Pardon Our Dust Grenade Launcher. POD is the lightweight frame one-shot nade launcher in the kinetic slot, not energy. It can't roll Slide Shot like the Ignition Code, but it can roll with blinding nades for PvE, as well as auto-loading holster and even Vorpal weapon or demo. If you're interested in PvP, it can also drop with Perpetual Motion, Pulse Monitor, Rampage, Adrenaline Junkie, and Wellspring. Out of every weapon available in the dungeon, I'm probably most interested in either IS Luna or Matador, and from the Dares of Eternity, I'm probably most interested in the BXR or Retraced Path. I already feel like my Retraced Path with Harmony is just crushing people in PvP, and the BXR and the IS Luna, they just seem like really good, solid primary weapons. I was also planning on making a video on how to get unlimited ammo in PvP with the new Forerunner sidearm, but Bungie found out about that and put the kibosh on it real quick. Oh well. A few other things to mention, because I know a lot of people out there care about looking fresh: the Bungie Legacy inspired cosmetics. These are all things that you can get if you pick up the 30th anniversary pack in-game. I will never know why Bungie continues to give the best looking stuff to hunters. Look, just give the Warlocks a hoodie, man. Give them a hoodie. That's like half my wardrobe, come on. Finally, something very important to mention. Bungie is currently running its 3rd annual Game to Give charity event right now until December 15th. If you didn't know, the Bungie Foundation is collecting donations to support various charitable organizations and causes. Specifically, their mission is to improve the health and well-being of children, uplift the rights of all individuals and communities, and provide aid in times of crisis. If you check the Bungie Foundation on Twitter, you will see them promoting a lot of great streamers I'm very good friends with who are setting up stream blocks to help raise money for this great charity event. If you're not much of a Twitch chat lurker, but you do want to help, head on over to the following website to donate. We'll also link it directly down in the video description and in the pinned comment. Thank you very much to people who contribute. And there you go. Do me a favor, would you? I know some of you out there want a detailed, in-depth weapon review on one specific weapon at a time. Go ahead and let me know down in the comment section which weapon you would want covered first. Whichever one gets tagged or recommended the most, maybe I'll lean more in that direction. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and thank you very much to those who do. And again, thank you very much to Destiny 2 for sponsoring today's video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.